These map animation videos are going viral right now, racking up some insane numbers. Just take a look at this channel that's just a little over a year old and already has more than 600 million views. The best part is that this niche is highly monetizable. But for some reason, most people assume the videos are way too complicated to make, so they just avoid the niche entirely like a plague. Honestly, I don't blame them. Almost every tutorial out there makes it seem like you need to master After Effects, which, let's be real, has a steep learning curve. But here's the thing, I did some digging, and it turns out there's a ridiculously easy way to create these videos without needing an Adobe certification. I know some of us are hoping to use CapCut for these videos, and trust me, I love CapCut just as much. But here's the hard truth. It just doesn't have the features needed to make videos that truly stand out in this niche. Sure, you can use a few tricks to put something together, but let's be real, the results won't even come close to what the top creators are making. And in today's social media world where people are used to seeing insanely polished edits in this niche, something simple just won't cut it. So if CapCut isn't the answer and After Effects is way too complicated, what's the best way to make these videos? Well, I found a tool that makes it super easy to create these kinds of videos. No steep learning curve, no complicated setup. You can do everything online, and I'll walk you through exactly how to use it. Oh, and keep in mind that this isn't a sponsored video. I just found this tool super useful for making these kinds of videos, and once you see it in action, you'll get why. By the time we're done here, you'll have everything you need to start creating these videos yourself and start pulling in those sweet views. And to prove that this isn't some BS, check out this short video I made using the same strategy I'm going to be showing you.
The 49th parallel serves as the border between the United States and Canada, resulting in some unusual situations where U.S. towns are entirely surrounded by Canada. One such place is Angle Inlet, Minnesota.
Here's what we're going to cover. First, I'll walk you through how to create an SEO-optimized channel and brand it just like the channels we're modeling. Then, we'll dive into how to find video topics and, of course, how to write your script. Once the script's good to go, I'll show you how to create a voiceover using both free and paid tools. After that, we'll get into the actual video creation using the tool I mentioned earlier, and wrap up with generating some pretty cool captions for the video with CapCut. As usual, I'll be leaving any prompts that I'll be using in this video inside a Google Doc in the prompts channel of my Discord server. I'll drop the link in the description and on my channel page. Oh, and while you're at it, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons if you want to see more awesome videos like this one. Now let's get started. First things first, we're going to create a brand new channel. Now, if you already know how to do this, feel free to skip ahead to the next section where we dive into SEO. But if you're new to this, or just need a quick refresher, here is what you need to do. Head over to YouTube and click on your profile picture in the top right corner. You'll see an option that says Switch Account. Go ahead and click that. Then, hit View All Channels. From there, you'll see an option to create new channel. Click that, and YouTube will ask you to pick a username. If you've already got something in mind, feel free to use that. If not, open ChatGPT and paste this command asking for 20 channel names, taking inspiration from these channel names. ChatGPT will come up with some creative suggestions. You can pick one of these or simply hit regenerate for a new batch. Once you've decided on the channel name, go ahead and paste it inside YouTube and create your channel. Now it's time to write the channel description. You can do this yourself if you've got something in mind, but ChatGPT can simplify the process. Paste this prompt asking ChatGPT to whip up a fitting description for your channel. You don't need anything complex, so a sentence or two should do the trick. Now that your channel is all set up, it's time to add tags to improve your channel's SEO. For this niche, you can choose tags that fit your channel like geography, geography facts, world facts, and any other keywords that are relevant to your niche. You also need to choose a category for your channel, so go ahead and choose education. Next, it's time to create a logo for the channel. Simply paste this prompt, which you'll find in the Google Doc I mentioned earlier, and hit enter. ChatGPT will create some unique prompts that you can test with your preferred image generator. But I personally prefer using Ideogram for my logos, so I'll copy the first prompt and head over to Ideogram. Paste it inside this text box and choose this aspect ratio. Now hit generate, and your logo will be ready in a few minutes. Feel free to try any of the other prompts till you find the one that you like. Then upload it to your channel and move on to creating a banner. This channel has a simple world map with their logo at the right-hand side. To create something like this, head over to Photopea and create a new 2560 by 1440 aspect ratio document. Then choose this color and use the rectangle tool to draw a simple rectangle covering the entire canvas. Now grab a transparent map of the world from Vecteezy and add it to your banner. Don't forget to bring in your logo, rasterize it, and use the magic wand tool to remove the background. Position the logo appropriately and make any other changes you want. Then add a simple text like this and proceed with exporting your banner as a PNG or JPEG image. With the channel branding done, it's time to move on to creating content. First, you need to find a topic, so head over to the Google Doc and copy this prompt. Now go to ChatGPT and paste it. Feel free to change the number of topics to whichever number you prefer. But for this demonstration, 20 is fine. So hit enter and ChatGPT will generate 20 unique topics for the video. You can choose any of these topics or regenerate for a new batch. Once you've settled on your topic, the next step is to create the narration. For that, you need to go back to the Google Doc and copy this prompt. Then paste the copied prompt into ChatGPT and replace this with your chosen topic. Hit enter, and ChatGPT will generate a short script for your video. Keep in mind that the prompt has been created to start the narration with some specific keywords or key phrases. So read through the narration and make sure the introduction fits perfectly. If it doesn't, simply hit regenerate once or twice, and you'll definitely get a more fitting intro. Now that the script is ready, the next step is to create the voiceover. I'll be using 11 Labs for this demonstration, mostly because their voices sound very realistic and they have a huge portfolio of characters to choose from. But if you'd rather go with a completely free option, Clipchamp is a great alternative. Now head over to 11 Labs' voice library and find your preferred voice character. I know the number of voices can be overwhelming, but you can use the filters here to make the process a lot easier. Once you've selected your voice character, paste your script inside this text area and hit generate. Just like that, your voiceover is ready in a few seconds. Now comes the exciting part, which is editing the video. The tool we're going to use is called GeoLayers. It's the same tool used by most of these other channels in the niche, except that instead of using an After Effects plugin, we'll be using the web version of the tool, which is very easy to use once you get used to the interface. Before we dive into creating the video, I should tell you that the web version isn't completely free. You can use their free plan, but you can't export your video unless you subscribe to one of these packages. However, they allow users to export the images frame by frame. But that can feel more like a punishment from personal experience. So if you're interested in creating videos for this niche, I recommend grabbing one of these tiers. Alright, so first things first. Hit this link and set up your account. Once you're in, you'll land on a page with a bunch of sample projects and a quick tutorial. Feel free to check them out to get a feel for what's possible. But if you're ready to dive in, just head over here and start a new project. You can pick the type of map you want and even tweak the colors for your preferred map. If you want more control, you can expand this section and toggle different features on or off. For this demo, I'll go with this map and pick one of these customizable label styles. I won't dive into the customization details since it's pretty straightforward. You can also set the resolution based on the type of video you're making. If you're going for short-form content, choose 1080 by 1920. But since I want a broader overview for the demo, I'll stick with this aspect ratio for long-form. Once you're happy with the settings, just hit this button and you're ready to start editing. The web interface is quite simple. On the right, there's a Properties panel, then you've got the View panels here, and at the bottom, there's the Video timeline. The viewport is already added by default, but you can split it if needed. That's what you'll use for animations. We'll get into that more as we go. First things first, hit this button to import your narration. You can always hit play to check your progress. Now, I'm going to move the viewport a few frames to the right and try out a simple animation. Make sure the line is positioned at the very start of the video away from the viewport, then zoom in on the map. Now, watch this closely. When I move forward, you'll see the map smoothly animates back to its original state. And here's the cool part. We didn't even have to add any keyframes for this to happen. Let me break it down. The viewport automatically records any changes you make to the map while the focus line is above it. But since the line wasn't focused on the viewport when we zoomed in, it didn't capture those changes. Instead, only the section before the viewport recorded the zoomed-in view. The smart thing about the viewport, though, is that it records any new changes you make to the video while the line is anywhere over that particular viewport. So if I move the focus line onto the viewport and zoom into this part of the map, it's going to record that as the new state. Now check out the result. It smoothly animates from the previous zoom-in to the new one we just created. The best part? You can drag this slider to control the speed of the animation. If you stretch it out, the animation lasts longer. If you shorten it, it plays faster. Quite simple once you get the hang of it. Now if you want to add those cool line animations to the map, just hit this button. Make sure to choose the line shape, then click to set your points and draw your path. Hold down Control and drag if you want to create a curve or adjust any points you've already placed. Then just keep repeating this process until your line reaches the endpoint you want. Once you're there, hit Enter, and the line should appear on the map. Now, check this out. The line moves along with the animation since it's inside the viewport. You can also tweak the color right here by adjusting either the fill or stroke settings. We'll get a better look at how the stroke works as we go further in this video. But there's a little problem. The line isn't animating like those cool videos we've seen. Don't worry though, this is an easy fix. First, make sure the drawing layer for the line is selected, then head over to the Properties panel. Click Add Animator, and you'll see a few preset options. Select Line Swipe, and the tool will automatically add 2 animations. The first animation applies to the line end, and if you scroll to the end of the line drawing layer, you'll notice a short animation has been added. The same applies to the start of the layer. Let's move it directly under the viewport so it's visible. The animation is a bit too fast, so I'll increase the duration by dragging this a few seconds forward. It looks considerably better now, but the line is a bit too thin. So click this and enable the stroke. Uncheck this if you want to change the color. Also, don't forget to turn off the fill as well, leaving only the stroke. I'll increase the width of the stroke a bit and apply the changes. Now, to add a bit of perspective to this scene, select the viewport and play around with the pitch and bearing. Check out how smooth the animation is looking. There's another issue here with the line. As you can see, it's wiping off screen almost as quickly as it appears. This is an easy fix. Make sure the line drawing layer is selected and then increase the duration for the line start animation. It looks alright now, but before we play it, keep in mind that you can use this icon to hide or show any effect. The result is much better now. Now to highlight a specific country, head over to this search feature and type in the name of the country or region. In this case, I'll type United States. We want the country as a whole without any state borders, so I'll select this and add it to the browser. I'll also look for Canada and add it to the browser as well. Feel free to add as many countries or areas that you need, but once you're done, close this search and head over to the feature browser. You can see everything I added to the browser over here. I want to add United States to the timeline, so I'll hit this button and you can see that it's been added. However, only the border is showing here, so I'll quickly hit this button, add a fill, and remove the stroke. I'll also change the color to something random to differentiate it from the line. Feel free to decrease the opacity if you want to. Now to add the country flag, you first need to grab one from Google or your preferred website. Then hit this button and add a new image layer. Select the image of the country in its colors and use these points to position it perfectly. One thing I recommend is that you label your layers to make them easy to identify. I'll drag the imported flag image below the green map and decrease the opacity further. You can even add this opacity pulse effect to the image and increase its duration to spread the interval. Also increase the duration of the entrance animation in general, and as you can see, the map becomes visible slowly. Keep in mind that you need to arrange all of these layers and even tweak the duration of the animations according to the flow of your narration. One other thing you can do here is to select the viewport, expand the follow feature, and select the line drawing. What happens now is that the animation is going to follow the path of the line drawing while it's moving. Now, once you're done with this effect, you can double-click the viewport at the point where you want to start the next effect. This splits the viewport at that point, making it easy to create your next animation. So in case you want to zoom out, make sure this line is anywhere on the new viewport. Then make any changes you want to the map. Maybe zoom out, change the pitch, and anything else you want to do. Now check out the animation. It picks up from the previous viewport and animates it to the current position. The animation looks good, so I'll add Canada to the timeline and also import the flag. I'll quickly repeat the same process I used to position the US map and also change the fill color. Then move the color overlay above the image we imported and position both of these according to the narration. I'll change the line color as the red colors in both flags make it difficult to see. Now to add labels at any point, simply double-click that position and choose Label. Then change the text to what you want and maybe add an icon or image. You can even drag the label while holding Control to stretch it like this. Repeat the same for Canada as well and shorten the layers where necessary. Now we need to add a map of the US with the state lines. So I'll head over to Search Features and search for United States. As you can see, there are a few results here. To determine which one you need, simply click it and you should see a preview. Add it to the browser and position it appropriately inside the timeline. You can even change the duration of the animation, as well as the stroke color. Feel free to zoom in on the viewport for this scene and proceed like this to the end of your video. Unfortunately, this tool can't create captions, so you'll have to do that inside CapCut. But before that, make sure you include sound effects in your video and then proceed with the export. Then open CapCut, import your new video, and add it to the timeline. Head over to Text and generate your captions. Once your captions are ready, go ahead and choose one of these templates and proceed with exporting your video at 2K resolution. Now, if you found this niche interesting, you'll definitely like these ones that are going viral right now.